If you thought last year was the end of the War of 1812 celebrations in the region, well, you were mistaken. The source was in Niagara on the Lake as the Bicentennial Committee announced a list of 2013 events.
Yeah, it was funny. When I first studied the War of 1812 in high school, it was called the War of 1812 to 1814. But people don't call it that anymore. They just call it the War of 1812. I think it's the only war that was actually named after a date. But the date is incorrect. It was a 2.5-year war. It was the War of 1812 to 1814. So it's important to remember that in 1813, 200 years ago, there was a lot of things that went on that affected this area on the Niagara Peninsula.
Some of the events of the war are being reenacted this year. Could you explain what these events are?
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest reenactments will be the Battle of Fort George. It's happening on the weekend of May 25th and 26th. They have over 1,000 reenactors already lined up for this. It's going to be one of the biggest reenactments.
The Battle of Fort George is an all-weekend event. It begins on May 25th of 2013, which is Saturday. The fort opens at 10 o'clock. We have demonstrations going on all throughout the day inside the fort. Regular mission rates to the fort apply. The two big battles, we have one on each day because the Battle of Fort George is so big that we actually divided up into 2 days. So that'll be at 2 o'clock on Saturday and on Sunday. It'll be at Fort George on the grounds just outside of the fort. It's going to be a major battle with all kinds of great stuff going on, and it'll be free for the public on that day. On Saturday evening, we have the bombardment, as we call it, on May 25th of 1813. The U.S. Army actually blew up the fort. They hammered the fort with cannon fire from across the river. And 200 years ago to the day, we're going to recreate that with a sound, light, artillery, pyrotechnic fireworks show. So it's going to be a really big show, something very creative we haven't done before. It'll be a ticketed event. You can pre-buy your tickets starting May 1st at the fort. So you can give us a call or you just find the information on our website.
Are the events of the War of 1812 attracting more people to Niagara on the Lake?
I believe so. There's no doubt about it. Our website is one of the highest receipts of hits, and in fact, it's now in Washington, D.C. As a note of such strength of background and detail and regarding the War of 1812. So I don't know whether you call that kind of going viral, but it certainly reaches a very broad audience and is bringing that audience to Niagara on the Lake.
You gave the Falls View Casino the Defender Award.
Absolutely. We have quite a few sponsors, actually, of the event, and nearly 40 now, and each of them has been declared a Defender of the Town. So this is, they get a plaque for that. They get to hang it in their shop or in their store, and it gives them a feeling that they're participating in the legacy that we're creating here. And I feel it just goes a long way to attracting more sponsors at the same time. We've been very successful in getting sponsorship.
This legacy will carry on for families to come and really see Fort George and come along with the different, right along the Niagara River, whether it's the new revised Heritage Museum in Niagara on the Lake, or now the renovated fort in Fort Erie, and all the battlefields. You can make a great stay here, bring children, see the history of how Canada was made, because the War of 1812 did define who we are as a people. It defined the borders of Canada that remain today at the conclusion of that war. So I think it's got a wonderful history, and the thing we always are mindful of is that what we're celebrating here is the 200 years of peace with our neighbors to the south. Certainly Niagara on the Lake has such a great binational relationship. I, as the mayors on this side of the Niagara River, as well as the other side, meet monthly to discuss common issues, be it border crossing or others associated with tourism, that we are all family, and I think that's a very, very positive thing for other countries to view.
Even though 2012 is over, there are still many more memorable events to take place here in Niagara on the Lake. For more information, visit the Bicentennial Committee's website. Reporting for The Source, I'm Mark Ciolfi.